Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do this quick get ready with me, so if you'd like to see how I achieved this look, then just keep on watching. First you want to start off with a moisturizer. It's very important to moisturize your skin. Doesn't matter what skin type you have, you need to make sure you moisturize your skin before you put foundation on. And then right after that I go in with the Smashbox Photo Finish Light Primer. And I just put that right in my T-zone, right where I know that my foundation tends to break up. Then I use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I can't stop using this one. I'm sorry, I know you're tired of seeing it. But I use the shade Nude Ivory. And I'm going to dance a little bit. And then I blend this out all with my Beauty Blender. So I hopped off the camera and did my eyebrows, but if you would like to see a in-depth brow tutorial, then I'll link that right in the description box, and I'll put a little card at the top of this video. But right now what I'm doing is I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I use this instead of an eye primer. It's just gonna cancel out any veins. Rude. It's gonna cancel out any veins that you have on your eyelids, and it's also gonna prep for eyeshadow. You just want to make sure to set it with a powder or an eyeshadow after you finish this. So what I'm doing now is I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me powder. I think it's in the shade 10. This is such a great powder, and it's from the drugstore, so you can't really go wrong there. And I'm just using a tapered brush from Sigma to put this powder over my eyelids. Now I'm kind of sucking at showing you which shade I'm using from this Morphe 25B palette. Yes, the cover is missing on it. Why wouldn't it be? But I'm putting that brown shade into my crease and kind of above the crease. It's going to act as our transition shade. So for this step, you want to use a shade that's 2 to 3 shades deeper than your skin tone. It's just going to further blend out whatever other shades we decide to put in our crease. So now I'm going to take that warm reddish brown right next to the other one that we used, and I'm going to put this right in the outer corner and kind of through the crease just to deepen up and give a little bit more definition. But I'm using that on a brush from the Balm. It's kind of like a double-sided brush. It has a blending brush on one side, and it's pretty much like the other blending brush that we use, but this one is synthetic. So I'm going back and forth between the two brushes, and I'm taking that original brush we used to blend out the transition shade. I'm just going over the new shade that we put down. I kind of do this in between every step. Every crease shade I add, I go back with that original blending brush. Now I'm taking that really rich brown towards the bottom of the palette, and I'm using that on a MAC 217, and I'm just going to keep that right in the outer corner and a little bit through the crease. And once I get the color down into the crease, I also kind of take the brush and drag it along my lash line. It's just going to add a little bit more darkness and depth into the outer corner. And of course, I'm going to go back in with that original blending brush that we used. This is a Sigma E40. I don't know if I mentioned that. But I'm just going over everything one more time. And then I'm going to take this light shade at the top corner of the palette. And I'm just going to put that over my lid. This is the same brush from the Balm that we used earlier. It's just the other side of it. So I'm using that to put the lighter color over my lid. Then I'm going to take these two concealers, the same Tarte concealer that we used before, and the Maybelline Age Rewind. And I'm going to start my own band. Tryouts are on Monday if you're interested. Then I'm putting that over my under eyes. I first go in with the Age Rewind concealer, and then I add the Tarte Shape Tape right in the inner corner where I need more coverage. Two concealers may seem a little extra to some of you, but I do this so I don't bulldoze through the Tarte Shape Tape concealer like I usually do. I try to make it last as long as I can because your girl's on a college budget. But I just blend that out with the Beauty Blender that we use to put on our foundation. And then I take some of that Maybelline Fit Me powder that we were using before, And I take that on the tip of my damp beauty blender and I look up and then put that underneath my eyes. I'm not really baking with this. I am putting more powder than I usually would, but I'm just kind of pressing this into the skin. I'm not really going to wipe it off afterwards. I've been doing it this way recently and I find that it just kind of smooths over the area really nicely, and it kind of smooths over pores if you have them in that area like I do. And then I'm taking that same powder on a larger powder brush and I'm just going to set the rest of my face with that. This is embarrassing. I forgot I did that. Anyways, just continue to set your face. And then I'm going to take the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is in the light shade. And I'm just going to put that through the hollows of my cheekbones with this Real Techniques blush brush. I'm also going to drag this up onto the corners of my forehead and also a little bit under my jawline. And I'm just going back with that beauty blender just to kind of help, oh, bless you, just to help blend everything out. But now I'm taking the same bronzer on this brush from Anastasia. If you ever purchased an Anastasia palette, you probably received this brush inside. But this brush has a very stiff and short blending brush on one side of it. And I'd probably never use it for eyeshadow just because it's that stiff. But for nose contouring, it's amazing. So I'm just taking this on either side of my nose, and I'm also bringing this right below my nose just to go around the tip and kind of shorten the nose a little bit. But after I finish doing that, I just take a stippling brush also from Sigma and I just blend everything out. And now I'm taking this blush from Cargo. It's in the shade Rome. And I'm just putting that right on the apples of my cheeks. I don't know what it is about this blush. As you could tell before, it was very loved. But I think it's something, it has to do with the color on my skin tone. I'm just obsessed with it. But then I'm going to carve out my cheekbones with the same powder we used before and the same beauty blender. I'm just going to kind of bake under here and let that cook for a couple minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to do my eyeliner. This is the Kat Von D Tattoo Eyeliner in the shade Trooper. I'm just going to do a very basic, thin line across the eyelid just for this look today. But if you would like to see a winged eyeliner tutorial, I will link that in the description box. I just did one a couple weeks ago. So now that the powder has had a couple minutes to really sink into the skin and bake a little bit, we're just going to dust all of that away with the same stippling brush that we used earlier. And then for highlighter, of course, I'm going to be using Champagne Pop. I'm just putting that on with a fan brush from Eco Tools. And then I take a little bit more product on my ring finger and I just add a little bit to the tip of my nose and also at the top of my nose. It just adds more attention to the center of the face and really makes the whole face look a little bit more luminous. And then I take this black eyeliner pencil from Rimmel and I just tight line right below my lashes with it. It makes the lashes look a little bit thicker. And then I use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara. I think I've gone through at least 2 tubes of this so far. I've been loving this mascara. The original L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara used to be my holy grail, but this one just puts that one to shame. So if you haven't tried this mascara yet, I highly recommend that you do. And then next I'm going to be putting on some false eyelashes. These are the Ardell Wispies, and to put these on I use the Dark Tone Duo Lash Adhesive. A tutorial on how to apply false eyelashes is coming up pretty soon, so look out for that one. I won't go into too much detail about what I'm doing right now, but have no fear, the tutorial is coming. And then I'm going to take those top two brown shades that we used on the top of our eyelid, and I'm going to use a pencil brush and just put that on the lower lash line. I get really excited about new makeup, as you can see, but for lips I will be using the Lorac Pro Matte Lip Pencil in the shade, I don't know, I'll leave it in the description box, but this pencil is really cool because it has a really flat edge on one side, so it allows you to outline the lips and also apply your lip color at the same time. But after I apply that, I'll use a lip gloss from Pure. It's in the shade Squad, and I'm just going to apply that right over top. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you would like to see more videos just like this one, don't forget to subscribe. If you'd like to give me a big thumbs up, I'd really love that. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!